What's up, guys? This is Wes with Wes Still Photography. I'm a commercial and portrait photographer based out of Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm gonna tell you a story that involves some crazy episodes in it, and it involves four things that are just absolutely have nothing to do with each other, but they came together so harmoniously. One is Gran Caramino, two is Michael Jackson, three is a farm in Scottsdale, downtown Scottsdale, and the fourth and most important is Kevin Hart. So let's go ahead and get into this. So I was having a product shoot at my photography studio, which is called the Lens Lounge, which is located in Chandler, Arizona. I just so happen to be there right now. Behind me I have a mini bar that is fully stocked with the greatest liquors, but one that we showcase and have up on the shelf is a Gran Caramino, which is the one that I'm sipping on right now. Cheers. So anyway, a model that I was shooting with was like, okay, the night's still young, let's go ahead and hang out. What you got planned? I'm an introvert, so I really don't go out like that. So I let her take lead. She said, okay, I know this perfect spot that just opened up in North Scottsdale called the Putt Shack. Putt Shack is a 3-course mini golf facility. It's inside, man. They have a bar in there. It's like retro but futuristic at the same time. Perfect place to kind of get your drink on. So I'm like, cool, let's set reservations, so on and so forth, because it's always busy. So she said, okay, let's do this pregame before we get there, and you know what I'm saying, just get the party started early. I'm like, cool, say less. So she picks the tequila. I'm like, perfect. Mind you, I'm not gonna say her name, I almost said her name. She is a mixologist, not only being a model, she really gets down behind the bar. So she made these drinks called the squid margarita, right? Where I'm not going to give up her secrets, man. I've never seen it before. Best shit I've ever had in my life. And so we get to just popping those back, pow, 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 just going at it. Halfway through the bottle, you know what I'm saying, our Uber gets here, so we take off. We get there, and I want to kind of set the scene and still be drinking tequila. So I asked them, do you guys have Gran Caramino? They're like, yes, we do. Actually, we got one bottle in the back that we've been saving. But the thing about it is you got to buy the whole bottle. I'm like, oh my God, the whole fucking bottle? You know, when you're in bars, bottles, they cost a lot because you got to buy them per shot. And per shot, it's like $8, $10, $12 a shot. I don't know. So I'm like, there is no way that I'm going to buy that. It's like, okay, we'll go ahead and give you the thing for per shot. So we're taking shots, you know what I'm saying, mixing drinks, so on and so forth. By the time we get to golf, we already bought half the bottle anyway. So we finish golfing, we get back into the Uber, and we go back to the my studio. So on the way back, I'm trying to flex a little bit and tell her my background, let her know what I do for a living and how long I do it. Some of my clients on dropping names and so on and so forth. And I mentioned that I had a client that just so happened to be Michael Jackson's studio manager for his family when he was alive. And I said, this dude got a whole fucking farm in the middle of Scottsdale right next to the mall. She's like, bullshit, there is no farms in Scottsdale, especially right next to the mall. I said, I'll prove it to you. So we are driving, we stop at the studio, we grab my car, and we start heading back to Scottsdale. So I was trying to use muscle memory to find this place because I haven't worked for this guy in about 2 years. So we pull up, finally we find that we pull up to his house, and it's 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So we have a bottle of the tequila. It hasn't been opened yet. It's still in the case like this. I got plenty of these things laying around. This one is empty. There's one right there. But anyway, I digress from that. So we have that, and we also have a carton of In-N-Out French fries with grilled onions on top. I'm a vegan, I don't eat meat, and when I do go out, I always got to get either French fries with some type of vegetable topping, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, we're feeding the goats this mixture of onions, grilled onions, and French fries. They are fucking this shit up, in love with it, right? And I noticed there was a sign that said not to feed the goats. onions. So I'm like, fuck. So I take the onions out and I throw them to the side. And she's like, we should climb the fence because I can see some llamas in the back. Mind you, I know a little bit about llamas, and I know a little bit about these llamas in particular. These llamas are directly related to Michael Jackson's llamas that he had at the Neverland Ranch. They're like cousins or whatever. I don't know the fuck. So I'm like, listen, not only is that a bad idea, because llamas are good animals. They're pack animals and they're really docile. But the head llama, which is known as whatever, I guess the lead llama, I don't know what it's called, they're particular and territorial about their llama family. So I'm like, maybe we shouldn't do that. Let's not do that. And she said, okay, that sounds good. And the night is going beautiful. There's no clouds in the sky. You can see the stars, and off in the distance you can see the top of the mall in the background. I'm like, this is a perfect night. Let's continue on. So I go to the car and I open up the bottle, right? And you hear the cork, that poop noise. She turned around like, oh my God, you cannot feed these llamas and these goats alcohol. And I'm like, why not? We're having a good night. It's making me feel good. Why not let these goats partake in what we are having a good vibe at? She said, no, it's not a good idea. So, I didn't do it. So anyway, we get back in the car, and I didn't want to go to my studio. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and get a hotel room next to the mall. It's like the Hilton or something like that. So we get the hotel room, and as we're getting the room, we notice that it's really windy outside. Nothing crazy, right? Nothing crazy at all. And at this time we are crazy drunk, not stumbling, but we're adult level drunk. And we go up to the room, and I'm starting to see, like, hours go by, and I'm starting to see the sun kind of peek through the window. And I go look out the window, and there's trees knocked down, dude. There's grass and branches all on cars, and there's people out there looking like they're doing some type of fucking recovery mission. There's pools of water everywhere. There's a whole palm tree in the pool and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, what the hell happened? And we get downstairs, and I asked the front desk, like, what just happened? What's going on? They had the audacity to say it was a Category 3 monsoon outside that lasted about 2 hours, and it had this whole hotel shaking. We're on the 6th floor, which is the top floor. That's not really high for like a standard hotel, because there's 60-story buildings out there too. But like, we're high enough to where we should be feeling the effects of a storm. But the alcohol must have took such a impactful effect on us that we felt nothing. So we were giggling it off. And just to wind up the story, the alcohol was so good that I was in front of a man's house that is a Grammy award winning guy in the middle of Scottsdale, feeding goats French fries, and I slept through one of the biggest recorded monsoons in Arizona's history. Gran Caramino is a very good liquor for that reason.